There's a guy riding the bus, and after a little while, a nun gets on. The guy looks at her, and she is the most beautiful woman that he's ever seen. And he goes over to her when she sits a couple of seats away from him, and he says, "Sister, with all respect, I have to have sex with you." The nun looks at him and says, "Sir, I've given my body to God, and I cannot do that." The guy goes back to his seat. After a few stops, the nun gets off the bus. A couple of stops later, the guy's getting ready to get off the bus. And as he's passing the bus driver motions him over. He says, "I overheard that." And he says, "I got to tell you, I know for a fact that that nun goes to confession every day at 3 p.m. So with that, he motions to the guy to get a little closer. He whispers something in his ear. The guy smiles. He says, "Thanks." The next day, the guy dresses up like a priest, goes to the church, goes into the confession. Within a few minutes, the nun shows up, and she starts her confession, and the guy goes, "Sister, I have to tell you, God has spoken to me, and he has told me that it'll be okay if we have sex." And then says, "Well, if God has told you that, then I guess it will be okay. But if we do it, you can only do it in my ass." The guy thinks for a minute and says, "Okay." So they have sex, and after they're finished, the guy says to the nun, he says, "Sister, I have to confess, I'm the guy from the bus." The nun turns around and says, "I have to confess too. I'm the bus driver."